Thank you, Samantha. Fox 17 continues to follow the devastation on the eastern side of Tennessee as wildfires rip through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Right now, all hands are on deck to help our neighbors near the Great Smoky Mountains.
And today, as roads are expected to reopen in Gatlinburg, some people may get back to their properties using those same roads they drove on to rush out of town and evacuate. They may go back to find nothing left. We can tell you this morning that we have some new information we want to update you on, getting you just the latest information here now. An unbelievable tragedy that will continue to affect these folks for months to come.
Yeah, we want to get you caught up on the latest information on these fires. We know that at least 11 people have died in the fires, and Fox 17 knows who 3 of those victims are. We'll talk about them in just a second.
Also, the search and rescue missions continue today. Another 80 people have been treated for injuries from those fires.
And right now, 700 buildings and an estimated 17,000 acres have burned in the blaze, which started at the Chimney Tops hiking trail in the Great Smoky Mountains. By the way, just yesterday, we said it was 15,000 acres, so that's another 2,000 acres that this fire has jumped. Governor Bill Haslam has issued an executive order. This suspends certain laws to help the wildfire victims, like allowing health professionals from other states to practice here in Tennessee, and it also lets pharmacists give victims the medicines they need.
Now, other parts of this order from the governor give fire victims a little bit of relief. They're waiving fees like what it would cost to get a new driver's license. Think about this. These people left their homes with nothing, including driver's licenses. Some of these other things will let them get insurance policies without having to pay extra fees to do that as well.
Governor Haslam has also enacted a state of emergency through January 30th. That means price gouging laws are in effect. That means businesses cannot spike prices on essential goods and services like food, gas, and also building materials.
So a lot to cover this morning as we go into day 4 of our Fox 17 coverage of the deadly wildfires in East Tennessee. And today, we've mentioned neighbors may get to go back into Gatlinburg to see what remains.
Fox 17's Kelly Rippin is live at the Rocky Top Sports Complex in Gatlinburg, where many survivors are taking shelter, hoping they'll get to see what's left of their homes and cabins today. Kelly.
AJ, Jen, that will happen at 10 o'clock this morning, and I imagine very early here at the Rocky Top Sports Complex, where about 200 people stayed again overnight. Those are some of the people that have no idea whether their homes are standing, whether there is anything left, and they will be allowed back in today at 10 o'clock this morning. Now, they are only allowing daytime access 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for those residents because they stressed just because they're letting access in to Gatlinburg does not mean that structures are safe or have been cleared, and the power lines are an entirely different issue. So I want to give you the lay of the land out here this morning because we know that a lot of crews are starting to be sent home, but still many fire crews remain, many from our Nashville area. We were just speaking actually with one of our Nashville firefighters, and they were saying that they were out in some of the hardest hit areas overnight, and we're hoping to actually hear from them live here at 4:30 this morning. But they said it's been unbelievable to see some of the damage, but the good news is it actually has been a quiet night. So there's a little bit of relief. They are still going door to door, though, search and rescue teams out there making sure everyone is accounted for. Now, you know, we've talked about all of these heartbreaking stories, the stories of survival, and I do want to just quickly share this really sweet story with you. We pulled in here maybe about 15 minutes ago, and a gentleman was walking through here. You've heard about the resilience, the attitude of the people out here in East Tennessee, in Sevier County, in the Great Smoky Mountains. This gentleman handed us a card. He told us a story about how his 19-year-old daughter died several years ago, and he said what she said she would do if money wasn't an object is be a thank you fairy. And so he has gone around handing these "You've Been Thanked" cards to all of the firefighters, the first responders, everyone who has been out here working, the volunteers, just to make sure that they know that they are thanked and they are grateful for their appreciation and their dedication to making sure everybody is okay and able to recover out here. So again, just so many touching moments coming out of what's been going on out here. And coming up again at 4:30, you're going to hear from a Nashville firefighter who's been out there all night, again, checking on some of the hardest hit areas. We'll check back in with you guys here on Fox 17 this morning. We are live in Gatlinburg. Kelly Rippin, Fox 17 News.
Amazing stories coming out of all this. You know, we've said it really from the beginning. These are the stories that you want to hold on to, that you want to remember. The stories of people, you know, rebounding and having that hope.
The resiliency.
Yeah.
And you know, like they've said before, the mayor said, we will rebuild, and we're going to make it even better than it was before.
All right. I want to say thank you to Kelly, by the way. We're going to check in with her in about 30 minutes, and we do want to update you on some of the more tragic information that we're updating this morning. 11 people so far dying in these fires. Yesterday morning, you may remember the death toll was at 7, so now we're up to 11. Fox 17 also confirms this morning that a Memphis couple is among those dead.
Flames separated John and Janet Summers from their 3 sons as they tried to escape Monday night. Wesley, Branson, and Jared Summers, who live in Nashville, made it out. They're currently at Vanderbilt Medical Center getting treated for burns. The 3 brothers are stabilized, but Branson remains in a critical condition. The family of 5 had been on a family vacation in the mountains when that fire broke out. And the 3rd person who's been identified as one of the victims of the wildfire, that's this woman right here. This is Alice Hagler. Her family is now speaking out, describing the heartbreaking moments that they had with their mother last Monday.
She was scared about the winds that were blowing. She said she felt like her house was going to blow down and that there was ash in the air.
Things went from, windy and ashy to, he got a call at 8:30 that said the house was on fire. She was frantic. She was scared.
They were finally able to make it up on the mountain Tuesday night at 12 o'clock. The house was destroyed and her car was there.
We got to the place where we kind of knew,
Now, her sons say that although they are devastated, what's helping them heal is knowing they are not alone. Right now, the Sevier County mayor says there are still a lot of people missing and that number of dead could continue to grow as search crews go through the rubble. We got an update that about 80% of the search effort is complete, so they're getting there.
The mayor reported authorities have found many people who were thought to be missing, and that happening through leads. Of course, this is a very fluid situation, so, we're going to get more information on the number of people missing and hopefully also the number of people found, maybe at shelters or staying at hotels as well.
Make sure you keep it here. We're your only local news source through 9 a.m. that can get you these updates.